It's all happening live, right here, right now. Buckle up because the action is about to kick off.
Good afternoon, curling fans. Welcome into the final of the WCT Belgian Men's Challenger here from beautiful Zemst, Belgium. I am John. This is my partner, Pim. We are collectively Curtia TV. We do a lot of broadcasting of the Belgian League and other European tournaments on our own YouTube channel, but we've taken over the WCT channel this weekend to show you this exciting tournament. And we're in the finals, and we've got two heavyweight teams going at it. We have the Pan-Pacific champions, Team Zhu from China, going up against Belgian champions and Belgian men's national team, Team Verreycken. Both teams undefeated going through the group stage, winning their semifinals. Team Zhu being taken to the last stone of the final end by Team Westerberg, but managing to pull it off, pull things out, booking their place in the final against the local favorites, Team Verreycken.
Yeah, and what a game that was. I am just hoping for this final to be as much as a thriller as it was in the semifinal. I can only imagine it will, because with these two teams undefeated, knowing the game so well, as you said, Chinese team very good, but also Team Verreycken, they are performing strong the last couple of years. And they won the Austrian Curling Open, the Belgium Curling League, and a lot of stuff. So I couldn't have dreamt of a better potential finale here. During the warm-ups, there is no more LSDs. The colors and the hammer have been decided, and therefore warm-ups are pretty short. We are less than a minute from the game to start. But yeah, I think everything has been said, what needs to be said about the group stage. Super nice event. I think Belgium Curling Association and the Belgian Curling Federation, the Belgian Curling Club Zemst, I was looking for that one, the last one, made a great effort in making this third edition of this men's challenger epic again, only going to be more epic. Leaves us down, John, to our final predictions. We are all tied up here, both use our hammers, 2 wrongs and 6 rights. I guess let's see how we perform here, John. I'll give you the honors to have first pick.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, on Curtia TV, we make our predictions before every match. You guys have a poll. You can enter your prediction in the chat there. But for us, we always have to do it live and give it, make ourselves accountable for it. So I am going to choose first. We're tied 7-7. I'm going to go for the dark horse here. I think I'm going to take Team Verreycken. Team Zhu has played fantastically, but Team Verreycken has played really well. They put up a strong performance against last year's finalist, Team Hananen, in the semifinal, easily walking through that match in 6 ends. So they're going to have a little bit more time to have rested, a little more chance to prepare and get ready for this final match. And so that's going to be my pick, Team Verreycken.
Yeah, and I think that's a very good pick. I was kind of leaning towards Team Verreycken. I picked against them in the team against Westerberg, and that was a horrible mistake on my side. Team Verreycken just proved me wrong, and in style, it's crazy how they kind of ran through that game. But also Team Verreycken, they brought in a new coach, Coach John Blight, who had the opportunity to watch Team Zhu not only here on the ice but also in the previous game. Team Verreycken showing strong in finals. They know how to play tough games. They've proven that over and over, defeating Team Genner in the Austrian Open. But because of the 7-7, I'm kind of... I have to counterpick, and if I have to counterpick at any point, Team Zhu, if any team, is a good counterpick. I think it's 50-50, and just to raise the stakes for this finale, I will counterpick you here, John. So I will go with Team Zhu. And before we hop into the ice, maybe a very, very quick word, although I don't know if we'll have time. Teams are setting up to throw the first stone. Do we have 1 minute? Maybe we'll miss out the leading stones, but we can have Gary on stream, or do we want to show the first couple of stones?
We can bring the tournament director on to say a little something before
let's
the
do
match
that.
gets underway. Let me get the technology running here. Is it going? Nope. Technology is failing us.
I can lend them.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. No.
Nope. It's there. It goes. All right. We haven't had a stream without a technical issue at any time, so...
It was just a matter of turning the on switch, so that's a minor technical issue, quote unquote. So, Gary, first of all, congratulations organizing this third event. You brought up a very nice lineup. I don't know, can you hear us?
Nope, he's muted.
Yeah. So, well, John is.
It's all about finding the right dials. There it is. Okay.
There it is.
Now we should be all right.
All right. So repeating my question, hope you can hear us right now. So congratulations once more on organizing the third edition of a great event. Nice lineup again, an intercontinental team. How do you feel sitting down here for the final?
Looking forward to sitting down for the first time in 4 days, but yeah, no. Happy, very happy camper, and a dream final, right? Having your home national team as well as our Asian visitors. I don't think I could have asked for more. I think the teams have been pretty happy. We have very consistent dice, thanks to Mark. Really pleased with the how it's been run this week, and also the teams that were participated. I think we've seen a lot of very high quality games. So yeah, I couldn't be happier. But I think I'll let the viewers look at the first shots before we miss too much, right?
Yeah, yeah, indeed. Yep. So wishing the teams good luck here. Thanks, Gary, as we pop one last time to the boots. I think, John, we have said anything we could to hype up this game, but the players will have to carry the stream from this point forward, hopping to the ice.
Yep. All right, as you can see, they've already thrown a few stones. Team Zhu has the hammer. They're playing the red stones. Team Verreycken in the yellow. We see a few votes have come in. Don't forget to get your votes in. This is the important one. This is the final. Winner takes home the big prize money.
Yeah, this is a cash play. Number one will grab a 4-digit number, 1,200 euros. Runner-up will go home with 800 euros.
Going to tap their stone in, maybe get a split with 2 in the house. Push it off to the side. I'm not sure if that top one is in play.
Dit is niet het ergste ook niet, hè?
So normally the skips are mic'd up, but today it is for the final. Jeroen, the fourth from Team Verreycken, is mic'd up today.
I think he's also skipping.
Is he also skipping?
Well, there is a reason why he is over on the skipping end of things, and Timo is ready to sweep right here.
Yeah, just noticed that change.
Yep. Yep. Hard!
So does that mean we should change the scoreboard to Team Sprout?
Actually, yeah, maybe.
This one gets the red. Shooter's going to roll out the back.
An ultimate kind of way to confuse their opponents.
And us.
Yeah, and us.
The good thing is we know the team, so we know who is who. But imagine if this was one of the teams new to us.
Yeah,
we
game
would
number
be
1.
A bit lost.
And Team Verreycken, they were really looking forward to playing here against Shu, not in the same group. So we have the group winners of A and B facing each other here in the big final. The order of things basically has respected. 1 and 2 of each group advance to the knockouts, and then the first of the groups were able to win their matches. Now both teams meet up here in the final.
We do have 2 other matches going on. We have the 5th place match over on sheet A.
Yep.
We do have the 5th place match going on sheet A between Termercier and PTSC from Hungary. And over on sheet C, we have the bronze medal match between Team Westerberg and Team Haninen. A Nordic matchup over there.
And I think a little bit of news to tell about Team Verreycken. Not only did they bring in a new coach, I think we can announce it now. It has been spread around here at the canteen. A player is leaving the team. Dan, ice cold lead for Team Verreycken, is officially retiring from the national team. Team Verreycken. This will be his last game playing against a foreign team wearing the national jersey. He will compete next weekend in the men's challenger. He really wants to make sure that Team Verreycken gets to be the national team for one more year, but that will be without their solid rock on the leading position.
Yep.
Yeah, Don, of course, their normal lead, but playing second in this match.
Girl. Whoa.
This one coming around, trying to get it to curl a little bit more so it stays, gets it thick, and slides over to the edge, stays as a biter. Zhu going to either look for a hit and roll to the inside or a stick on the nose will also be okay. Following them off. Trying to curl. This one's going to be a bit outside. Will that roll? Nope, stays biting in the house, so Verreycken probably going to do it, do something with it. Going for a nose hit here. Early votes in the polls saying 50-50 split between Zhu and Verreycken.
Yeah, that kind of the feeling we had here at the booth, John. Kind of not knowing which team could come on top. Team Shu presented them as a strong candidate, but so did Team Verreycken. I mean, if you had such a strong game against Team Westerberg, defeating the number 2 in your group with whopping numbers.
This one going to be on the nose, stays biting. Exactly what they wanted. Oop, I think I'm a stone ahead. There we go. Going to attempt to say this gentleman's name one time and hopefully get it right. Verreycken? Totally wrong on that, delivering his final stone of this first end. Needing to hold this one hard. This one going to curl a lot. It cuts out the yellow, but will that one cut through the house? Timo Verreycken sweeping it as best he can to get it out the back, and there it goes.
I wonder if Team Shu has a slight advantage playing on the broadcast sheet twice in a row.
Yeah, it could be. There's different nuances on each sheet. I think Gary and Mark Allen has been doing a great job with the ice this weekend, but that does mean to say it's been very consistent, so they know that you just played it. It's not going to be much different from match to match.
Eentje liggen. Ik denk ideaal is 6. We willen vooral niet overcurlen, dus we mogen een beetje tonen. Goed. Wat denkt u?
Getting some final input from his sweepers. They would know the times best. Going for the clean. Staying a bit wide. Is that going to curl over? Is it too heavy? That's the one thing that the players have been saying to us is the ice is very fast. So speed is very important getting that right speed. You could see that didn't seem like a very fast stone, but just kept carrying.
他有可能现在也变
Goes
直
out
了
the，back.
不行就 B 计划正传也行。
Team Verreycken's technique, they put enough handle, they also give a little bit of an active release. So I heard them mention at some point raw weights were around 3.8 seconds T to hawk, which is super fast.
Yes. Normally when we play here in the Belgian leagues, we usually aim for about 3 seconds. Sometimes it's a little bit higher, sometimes a little bit lower, but 3.8 is incredibly fast.
Yeah, yeah.
Fire! Whoa!
Trying to curl this over. Super's doing a pretty good job getting this down off. Little chip pushes that red one in and creates a bit of a gap there, but with that distance offset, maybe, or the depth offset, maybe they can
Ja, ik weet het.
go for a double here.
Ja, als we niet te ver rollen. Als we tot hier rollen, dan... Ja, ik zou dit proberen. Hebben we er één, dan is er één en dat is niet... Nee. Ja.
Yeah, so we're trying for a double takeout here. If they just catch one, well, then that's something they'll accept.
Ja,
But
dubbele.
the double is the called
Gewoon 8.
shot here.
Even liking saying he likes a double, even if they only get rid of one. He's okay with that.
En! Go, 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 go!
Going for the curl. Catches one, catches two.
Excellent.
Brilliant stone from Jeroen.
And thumbs up there from Dan. And one of the reasons why Verreycken is such a strong team is because Jeroen is, without any doubt, best curler here in Belgium. Club champion, player of the year, multiple times in a row. I think every end of the season there's this kind of little award ceremony where you get handed over the player of the year prize. I think Jeroen keeps stacking him up.
Yeah, at some point they should just name the trophy after him. When he retires, they need to name it after him. There we go. Zhu Xiaoming's final stone here in the first. Looking for a blank. Gets the hit. There goes the stone, and that is a blank for them.
Yeah, and this is also how the first end or the game started in the semis with a blank for Team Shu. This is a slow start point-wise, but the stones are obviously well executed, but the suspense will start to build up. Curling is one of those sports where it feels like you need to kind of come into the game. It's not like football where you can immediately score 2-3 goals, and although that can happen in curling if you open up with a big end, it also feels like you can get a big win, but there's still plenty of time for an opponent to come back.
So Tom
Hands
Guthals
okay.
starting things off for Team Verreycken here in end number 2.
Oh, no.
Trying to push this over. Very heavy here for the speed
the door?
of
No.
ice, so that's going to
Got the
go
door
through.
open.
Unfortunately for Team Verreycken.
Yeah, Tom Guthals, the new player for the team since 1 year, and steep evolution in the curling. I think he's only been playing curling for 3 years, and now a solid player here at Team Verreycken side. So,
Yep, he's learned quite a lot. His game has improved immensely in his time with Team Verreycken.
started out as a founding member of Daddy School in the Belgian Curling League, and then transferred over to the Takeout Tigers for half the season, and then switched over to the men's national team, Team
停，
Verreycken.
住了。哦，哦。
This one curling over nicely. Textbook corner guard.
3.
Tom needing to slow down just a little bit, let the sweepers do some work. And obviously with ice this fast, it's crucial that you let the
Dat is
sweepers do
mooi.
some work.
Dat is mooi. Hier is fantastisch. Kijk, Timo eerst.
Weight looks
Ja,
much
niet
better
heel-
on
niet
this
heel
one.
snel.
It's a little bit fast
je
still.
wil
That might
doortrekken.
carry into the ice or carry into the house.
4.
And that is going to end up just inside of the 8-foot. Just
14,
biting
30.
the 8-foot.
So no guards for Team Verreycken so far. And choose hammer end, your second hammer end.
Going to be going for a hit and roll here. Kind of knock this yellow out of the house. Roll over to the edge. Zhu with the hammer, the strategy is to keep the center of the ice open to the last stone. And that shooter rolls away, but so does the yellow.
Hoping shooter would stick around somewhere on the edge of the house.
Terug opnieuw.
Try this again. This will be the 5th stone played in the end. So after this, all hitting is open. No longer need to avoid hitting stones in front of the house. So, but Verreycken will still want to put up a guard in order to build up something behind if they're going to try to steal.
En is koud, Timo eerst. Timo eerst. En is oké. En is oké.
Cleaning this one. Trying to keep it out there. Now it's starting to curl.
Eerst.
Should settle down right in front of the house. Maybe carries. Just biting. Not a problem. However, that does allow Zhu to hit and roll over, keep another corner guard out on the side edge of the house. Yeah, it's something we haven't seen a lot of in the tournaments. We've seen teams setting up corner guards, but not a lot of play out to the wings has been necessary. So we haven't really seen them come into play. Tur is here. We know he's in the building, but there he is in chat. Welcome in, Tur. Good to see you. Hope you enjoyed your ski trip.
And Tur is, for people who can't put a face on the name, he's sitting there on the far left side on the bench. There he is.
Right there. Should use the color yellow since that's his team. We'll do it. Oops, no, we don't. Too late.
And Tur is referred to as the GOAT. At least he refers to himself as the GOAT, and therefore claiming the nickname here in Belgium. For people that tuned in early and watched the trailer of the Belgium Curling League,
Oké, sorry.
who probably spotted the GOAT there as well as one of our Belgian curling legends forged here on the ice of Curling Club Zemst.
Just kind of keeping this one clean.
要擦可以下线啊。
We'll get around the guard. Probably, though, carrying a little bit deeper than they would like.
再来，好。OK。
Sweeping this one to get it buried, but that does end up in the back, in the 12-foot.
Ja, iets verder van achter. Een derde. Denk hek. Naar hier. Doe maar hek.
Looking to go for hack weight at that one. Roll back towards the middle of the ice. Or the center line and still be in the back of the house. Now for me, I think I would have preferred to draw in around behind the guards, but maybe not what they're thinking about. Trying to keep stones in the middle, force the play back out there.
Girl.
Well,
Girl.
Tom and Don indicating it's heavy.
Hard girl,
Trying to
Tom.
get this to curl over. Starting to go,
Come
but
on,
are they
Tom.
going to be able to get it enough? He's working it hard.
Oh.
And that is just
Well,
going
man.
to slide by. Just a little bit heavy there. Keeps it offline. Or keeps it from curling as much as they'd like it to. And maybe the first blink coming here from Team Verreycken. Still early days in the match. Still quite a few stones left in this end. So
可以下线，
no panic as of yet.
下线。哇哇！等一等，下线了，下线要擦下线。
Team Shu
再来一点点。
coming
OK，
in
可以
themselves.
可以。
This one also
Yeah, coming in nicely.
yeah, nice, but a little bit more exposed than the one in the back. Probably deeper than they would have left that one on top of the T line. You see about half. I know that doesn't help. They can't hear us, but
Denk jij dat we wegrollen dan?
I think Timo just said, well, if I stand up, I see about like the top handle of the stone, but as soon as I sit down, then it just is behind
Zie je dan?
the stone. So having to deal with that information can be tricky.
Len! Whoa! 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 Whoa!
calling off the sweep. Looks like it's got
Kom
plenty
eerst,
of line.
kom
Is that
eerst.
going to curl?
Curl man, curl! Hard curl, hard curl, hard curl!
I think now for the curl that will catch the red, but by how much?
Ja, als hem te snel is, nooit. Zomaar, ja.
打掉，打往里甩一点都行。海鲜，
Oh, I'm dying.
Yeah, I was gonna make a comment. John is barely hanging out there. That was a cough that sounded.
二
It came from deep.
二
A little scratch in my throat, but
往二，往往。
this one's going to catch just over the nose and trickle out towards the side.
Nice little roll there as well. Solid play here from Team Shu so far.
Sitting 3 at the moment with the guard up front. Center of the ice
Ja, je moet
is
vrij doen.
completely open.
Nee, liggen kan ook. Hij moet gewoon perfect zijn.
Just needs to be perfect. I think that is still a bit of
Nee.
the spirit of Tom van Waterschoot
Nee, doe maar
living
liggen.
in Team Verreycken here.
Het curlt niet gigantisch veel. Ik denk dat dit oké is.
A little bit of discussion
Liggen.
where to put the
Wie is er
ice.
tegen?
Want to try to freeze this up against
Ik denk
that
dat het gewoon
red.
6 is dat je moet vegen. 5 is eventueel ook oké. Ja.
A bit of damage control for Team Verreycken. Just wanted to make sure that they can pull out those back stones from counting. If they can get the shot, I think that will also be good, but I think the preference is to make sure that they're locked in. This one a little bit on the heavy side. It's going to chip that red one back, but the yellow goes and sits out front.
Yellow is exposed again, so Team Shu will probably opt for another hit and roll and then tuck in away a fourth redstone there behind the corner guards.
Outside in on this one. That one's going to catch the right side and trickle over.
Nice stone there.
Solid, well
Ik
played.
op neus kan geraken. Of terug in de draw.
Four redstones Team Verreycken have to deal
Ik
with.
heb hem net gemaakt, hè, de draw dus.
Gonna have to get something in and counting and hidden.
Not easy here to avoid damage.
Tegen.
Going for a freeze up against reds. It is important that they put the Yellowstone in a spot where Team Shu cannot take it out. If they are able to kind of freeze it up against the shot redstone, at least they might create a situation where Shu will try and draw for one. But if the freeze misses, stays open, or taps and rolls in and exposes the Yellowstone, then Shu might have a takeout for 5. And that is absolutely not what Verreycken needs, even though they have still a lot of runs to play.
Yeah, that would be a park the bus situation for Team Shu. Just play very conservative, very tight, and not let Verreycken get anything big. This one coming down, it's going to be a little bit.
Doesn't curl enough.
Curl, and
oh no,
that's tough, and that sits out in the open.
This is an open takeout and a miss here from Jeroen. Twice in a row, the stone tapped and rolled to the center again, leaving a takeout opportunity. Takeout hit and roll for an extra point with the previous one, but this will be an open takeout for 5. And that's not how Team Verreycken wants to start this game, but what an opportunity here for Team Shu to get a big point bonus on the board after blanking the first. We haven't seen a lot of 5th enders yet. I don't recall that many.
5 enders. We've had
5
one
ender,
in this tournament.
I think we have at least 2, but one on stream.
This one pretty no nonsense. Basically the same stone they threw at their previous stone. Just keeping this one clean.
Looks okay to me.
Needs to stay on the nose.
That's
there
fine.
It goes. Yep.
Doesn't really need to be perfect nose hit as long as the shooter stays in the house. That is fine. And even if it will roll out, well, 4 is also not a disaster. But great way here for Team Shu. Not a difficult stone, basically a controlled takeout to take 5 points. And Team Verreycken, they will have to consolidate here, do a little bit of a debrief, figure out how they allowed Team Shu to score 5 here. Luckily for them, they have a coach sitting on the bench. Surely Sean Blight is taking notes.
Yeah, coming in, you saw him in there. He's speaking to him right now, giving him a quick pep talk, what they need to do, what happened. Feel like there was maybe a little bit of misjudgment on the ice on the last couple of stones that Timo thought it curled more than it did, so he gave a little bit extra, but maybe a little bit heavy. That also kept it out.
Yeah, again, remember with the first couple of stones, hard to figure out the T line weight and also guard weight coming in with these guards. Guards were heavy, allowing Team Shu to just take them out, and not a real ideal build-up for a team trying to steal here. But scoreboard says 5-0. But we have seen a team facing a 6-0 after 4 ends and still managed to win the game and enter the 5th placement match. We're talking about boys here over on the right hand side. BTSC men comeback of the tournament. Epic game.
Drifts in, goes a little bit deep. You're trying to push that back as far as you can. Gets it into the 12-foot. Quick update from the other sheets. Mercier leads the Hungarians 1-0 in the 3rd. Here, Zhu leads 5-0 over Verreycken in the 3rd as well. And Westerberg leading 3-0 over Hanninen in the 3rd. So all of these matches progressing along at roughly the same pace. It's a little bit more scoring here in the a bigger crooked number on the scoreboard here.
Dat is heel knap. Oh, laat maar, we zijn helemaal weg. We hebben het gemist. Laat maar gewoon stilvallen.
One's curling out nicely, but just a little bit light.
And overcurls a bit, I think.
Yeah, they would have liked that just a little bit more inside, but the weight, I think, makes that more of a problem. It's just not getting deep enough to the house.
I think I heard Jeroen saying calling out sweepers because it overcurled, missed that sweet spot, and then no point in sweeping it more to the side of the sheet there.
One coming into the house, it should settle around the T line. Carries a little bit past. Not very far though, so still technically correct. My favorite kind of correct.
And if there's kind of any relief if you're playing with a 5-point lead is, if you make a minor mistake, you have a little bit of a bonus carrying around to although you have to be perfect still, and number 3 is still a long road, but there is a bit of tolerance for stones that are not 100% perfect.
Dat is mooi. Achteraan het huis dan.
Yeah, I think.
Achter T dan.
Dan guessing this is T or heavier.
Yep, getting on it, late sweep, trying to drag it out to the side.
Oké, beweegt.
T waits.
15, 25.
盯着往里甩一点都行，10 秒
But。Zhu has options with it. Hit and roll here, hitting on the nose is also okay.
Whoa! Hard! Whoa! Clean!
Just going for the clean now, looks all right. This will be right on the nose. Boom, there goes the yellow. Another red lying in the house.
Guard. Oké. Zwaar. 3. En is oké, Tom eerst. Hier is
Doing
mooi.
a little cleating. Trying to set up a guard
die
in
bij het
front
huis, hè.
of the house.
Zeker hier, hè. Nog.
Yeah, trying to get as close to the house as possible without
Better.
rolling in. Needs to be a guard, but if it's just in front of the house, could also be used as a stone to split in case they need to get some extra points with the last stone. But yeah, Team Shu is not going to leave that option there, of course, just starting to clear any type of guards.
Yeah, I think they're just going to be knocking things away. Verreycken's going to need some help by having Zhu miss a takeout or two. We haven't seen that much this tournament, so it's going to be a very difficult road for Team Verreycken to get back into this match.
En.
And Team Verreycken not always used to being this far behind point-wise in the beginning of a game. Often in Belgium they have a comfortable position. Just
17
Yeah, they're often the ones
kwaad doen.
starting with the blank and then scoring big in their second ends.
Goed aan.
This time happening oppositely, no. In reverse, so we say.
two good guards from done, but the difference is if you're playing seconds, and your opponent is going to take him out.
打点球。
And
Goes, hit split, shooter rolls out.
And they even control the angle in a way that the shooter rolls out and the yellow doesn't jam into any kind of redstone. And Jeroen considering blank option. Not easy though.
Vries, ja.
And Team's voice is not carrying super far. That's also one of the reasons he didn't want to wear a mic today. Bram had it, now Team has it. Kind
Margin
of
is eerste kort, hè.
A little bit, yeah. There's something going around. It's yeah, winter time. It's wet, rainy, cold. Illness is in the air here in Belgium, especially after a long weekend of curling. Your voice does tend to get strained quite a bit.
En is mooi, Tom eerst. Steven is perfect, Tom, even staan. Snelheid. Blijven gaan voor Lijn. Hard. Je mag tikken. Blijven gaan.
Get this down. And settles in right next to it. Trying to show, oh, that's a great freeze right up against it. That's going to help make it difficult for it to be knocked out.
And this has some weight. Just to kind of spread stones around, create some space.
Catches it just off the nose, enough to squirt it out to the side. Not completely out, but that is sitting fourth shot, so...
Yeah, an excellent way here to just get rid of that yellow stone. You need this type of power, and this is something Shu can bring to the table.
Dan krijgen ze deze niet weg. Nee, ze krijgen die weg, maar dan hebben we een kans op 2.
And unfortunately, the Yellowstone rolled just too far to be fourth shot, bringing in that redstone.
Trying to draw out there. Don indicating it's heavy.
And team also indicating this might be wide, so
Needing it to curl, but this one is just going to keep going.
Als ze meldt is, kunnen we niks doen.
Yep, that is just going to keep sliding. No chance for it to turn. It is still mind-boggling to see these stones and thinking, this is slow, this is nice, and then it just, then suddenly calling it fast. It's, we're used to seeing something like 13.6 to 14 seconds between hogs, from hog to hog to get to T-line, and now we're seeing closer to like 16 and a half seconds, so. Ice is just very fast.
and that's the hardest thing with fast ice. Even though you know in your head it's fast, it still takes that kind of focus to release it very slow and trust on that information that it will get where it needs to get.
Try to pick that yellow one out on the side. It does. Shooter rolls away.
Forcing Verreycken to take one here.
Hij ligt hoog, hè. Ik denk, dit is de maagste. Ik denk zelfs een tikje geven, dan is het niet super makkelijk om ons weg te spelen. Maar het is dat, het is dat. Het curlt niet gigantisch veel. Dus ik denk als ze wat deftig zijn gezet, dan denk ik dat dit wel oké is.
You try to corner freeze up against this yellow, these reds. This locked in
Ja, in de
and
pocket. Als we kunnen shot liggen ook, dan is dat mooi. Maar ik denk, als we onder de neus liggen, is het moeilijk om ons weg te krijgen.
playing it into the pocket as opposed to if they lie shot, that's great. But the most important thing is they want it locked in. Maybe they can do something with it on their last stone. Working hard to bring this down, wanting to make sure it gets there. That is right where they wanted it. Little bit of a tap. Is that going to be enough for Zhu to push it out? I somehow think so. They seem to think so. Hit this with enough weight just on the outside edge of the nose, and I think this one's going to squirt out the other side of the house. Big weight coming down here from Skip Zhu. Just trying to smash this yellow one out of the way. Catches it enough.
Oh. Yeah, very solid play here. Sure, they lose a couple of redstones, but they don't mind. Most important thing is yellow is gone. So what else to do for Team Verreycken? I think
that red one in the back is still biting, so this is a hit to one. Nope, not biting.
So maybe opting for a blank here.
Okay, clean.
Gets rid of it.
Whew. They were opting to go this side. There was a risk of jamming against that redstone, so I wonder why they opted to go that side and not the opposite side. They went for the angle where a jam was a risky thing.
Yeah, but
It didn't happen,
it
obviously.
didn't
but-
happen. Worked out. I think they would have had to have been really, really.
Yeah, but I
narrow,
mean, you
but
have
yeah, there's always the risk.
you have two equally sides to do the takeout, left or right. Then maybe just pick the side where the jam is not there. You never know. There is always the gremlins and the curling gods that could end up deciding, you know what, we're going to pitch in.
Yep. So a blank end for Verreycken, so they'll retain the hammer. Moving into the fourth end, Zhu will be leading things off here. Ye Jianjun throwing the first stone. Pretty tight so far, except for that second end. Giving Zhu a 5-0 lead, putting a lot of pressure on Team Verreycken to pull things out.
Yeah, and number 4 and so for Verreycken not able to put themselves on the scoreboard here. So
能插出去吗？插出去，不要停后
again,
去，插出去。
yesterday Björke was leading 6-0 after
Go, 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 go.
4 ends.
哦，
Björke is not Chu.
So this one comes in a little bit
2 is
deep.
ook een keer.
Jeroen opting to play out to the wings,
Yeah,
trying to build something up.
and they need the guards. That's kind of job number 1 to get those points on the boards. And we're a bit deep with a couple of these first stones so far.
En een klein beetje krap.
And Timo was saying 4. So, which 4
Als
is
hem niet afremt, dan denk ik
top 12.
niet doortrekken. Maar, wow, wow.
Don't want this to carry too deep. Maybe a will bite.
16 seconden.
Will settle down. A little bit heavy. That's going to come in, and I think Zhu is going to take that out. Yep.
That makes such a big difference, those couple of centimeters, but bringing it in the house creates the option for, or allows Shu to take it out. So no free guard zone privileges for this stone.
走，下线，下线，
Trying to curl this over.
再下一点，再下一
Don't
点，要
want
不
to avoid
先
the
刮了。
jam, or want to avoid the jam, but unfortunately it does. So that's a bit of a break for Team Verreycken, although that stone sitting in the back of the house, not really something they're going to be interested in defending.
Ja, oké.
Timo indicating, hey, let's maybe try to throw up a guard over it.
Yeah, just a guard in front of that yellow stone could work. Kind of
3,
serves
2
as
is
a,
ook oké, hè.
not a corner guard, not a center guard, something in between. Don't know if there's a name for that.
No.
En is oké, dan eerst.
Tom has struggled in this
That
match
is-
with getting his guards in the
More
right
field
spot.
curl, Lieutenant.
They need to he needs to improve his efficiency here. Don trying to help this one curl over now. Jeroen, Timo getting involved as well.
Kom aan, blijven gaan, blijven gaan, blijven gaan.
This one is going to end
Oké,
up
op die lijn is
on
ook
the
niet al
center
sterk,
line.
denk ik.
Yeah,
Deze
did not
situatie.
curl as much as they hoped for. And the center guard is good for a team that wants to steal. But with the amount of points Shu is leading, they basically just are in the scoreboard control game, taking out yellow stones there. They wouldn't mind Team Verreycken scoring one in exchange for a hammer.
Curling this one over, gonna catch that. Shooter rolls out, but not a big deal. Gets rid of the yellow in the house.
Corner.
And so
Weer
Verreycken
dezelfde
going
hoogte.
back
Dat is
to
net
the
3,
corner.
net 3. 2 is ook oké.
And for Team Shu, so far they have not really been a challenge that much. They are very much in control here, not having to throw difficult stones.
Dat is oké, Timo eerst. Timo eerst.
One to let this one curl over. They want this the same height as that existing center guard. They don't want to leave any kind of
Eventueel tot hier.
double possibility. This one is going to carry a little bit deep.
Nog. Blijven gaan, blijven gaan, blijven gaan, blijven gaan, blijven gaan. Good.
Keeps it above the house, a little bit out wide.
Good weight there for the little general.
Gonna see a peel here, possibility of getting rid of that other yellow guard as well.
Whoa! Whoa! 向前！向前，
trying to
再
get the
下一点，
curl
再来一点就
over.
够。哎，
Gets the 1 and the 2, and then the shooter rolls into the house, but they're gonna try to sweep that, make sure it goes out the back, and a clean sheet starting back to square one. We are 7 stones deep in this end, and now there's nothing left of them.
Yeah, and what a way to just clear the guards, and they make it seem so effortless. If there's a potential double take out, okay, let's try it. Bam, it's there. And that must be hard if you're Team Verreycken, kind of struggling to get those guards up and seeing them go that easily.
Wat te doen. Als je iets van ruimte net mogen curl doen. 17 normaal, eigenlijk niet erin hè.
Don't want this one in, but it's going to just keep
Oh, no.
drifting and stays biting.
Oh,
and
and a bit of a sweeper mistake there. Jeroen said if you can get it to curl, you're allowed to if you have the space, but I don't want it in. And fortunately, it is in, biting, and again,
I'm
no
not
guard.
sure I'd want to put that on the sweepers. He only swept about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah,
Is
maybe.
that going to carry it that far? I think that one was always going to be kind of in.
True.
This one catches out on the edge. Shooter slides over. Sweeper nicely catching it to prevent it from going over onto the other sheets.
Gewoon center guard.
And Jeroen opting for a center guards.
Oké. 2.
Have a center corner guard. Somebody's doorbell is ringing.
Daan eerst. Eén is oké, hè? Eén is oké.
Just going to try to
Hands
get
okay,
this
so miss.
over the hog line. That's going to be very high.
Maar hoog liggen. Dat is oké.
But it gets in.
1975.
打第二球。
But Team Zhu saying, no, we don't want this one around, so take it away.
哦，可以。
Want to make sure this doesn't hit on the nose. They don't want to leave their own guard there. Unstone there is a guard that goes off nicely. Sweeper making sure it gets to the edge, and that is burned and out of play. So back to square one again. Nothing left on the
Ja, terug
sheet.
zo komen.
Just very difficult for Team Verreycken in this end to set anything up. They've just
Yeah.
not been sharp, and it's made it very easy for Team Zhu. Their decisions, let's just get rid of it. Let's just get rid of it. And
Team Shu had the chance to play against both Belgian teams so far in the tournament. They started the Belgian men's challengers against Team Dalle, and they are ending it against Team Verreycken. First game against Team Dalle was
Daan eerst.
quite close. I think it was
Wees mooi.
close down to the final ends basically. This one a bit less
Net
close
okay,
here.
Twil.
Yeah, just that big end
doe maar,
number
doe maar.
2 just allows
maar.
them to kind of sit back and
20
remain
seconden.
calm and control. Is really trying to put the pressure on Verreycken, and as of right now, the pressure is getting to Verreycken. They just haven't been able to put their stones where they want them. Haven't been able to execute, and Zhu is making them pay for it. And there goes that one.
Yeah, as we close
Twil,
down to
buitenkant of
the
zo.
last 2 stones for both
Maakt niet
teams.
uit.
It's going to be a potential force
1 minder. Och,
to not a force to 1, but kind of limiting Verreycken to decide whether to take the 1 point or to blank. And
dat is een licht andere pad dan al gespeeld is.
blank works in the first end, but as you get closer to the final, you don't really get that much from a blank.
No, if you're down by 1 or 2, then it certainly is much more useful. But if you're down by 5, it just means one less end you have to score more in. So
Yeah.
gonna try to play this one all the way
That's
out
okay.
to the corner of the house.
Kom eerst. Kom eerst.
Hopefully forcing Zhu to miss that they could draw in for a second point. Or maybe gonna hit a roll out here, so maybe they can take the blank if they need it.
Yeah, and hoping for Shu to miss a takeout. You know, having watched this end so far is an idle hope, I'm afraid.
Yep. This one looking okay. This does roll out, so decision time for Team Verreycken. What did they do?
10 seconden.
Yep, I think they're gonna throw this one through
Yeah.
just to and get some feedback on the line and what it's doing. Maybe it will help them later. So.
We're halfway the game, starting with a blank and ending the first half of the game with another blank. Scoreboard saying 5-0. As you can see, the coach from Team Verreycken popping in. They are having their little break here, and I guess they will need to break. But Team Chu looking very strong so far. They are glancing at that golden medal, golden cup. They are smelling the victory, perhaps. And I think they're also a bit relieved that this is not as tense as it was in the first game, because playing 2 close matches like that really is extremely tiring, both on your physique but also on the mind.
Team Zhu taking a break off the ice. We will come into the booth to have a little discussion ourselves. Wow, not quite the same intensity that we saw in the first match or the semifinal today, but Team Zhu playing exactly the way they need to. They don't want to make this exciting. They just want to get home with those 5 points on the board. They're happy to give up blanks. They'll leave the zeros all the rest of the way in. You know, we might not like it. You guys might not like it, but they don't care. They're here to win a championship, and right now they're in the driver's seat, putting lots of pressure on Team Verreycken. So, you know, and Verreycken not really living up to that pressure right now. They need to get guards in place. They need to execute. They need to try to build something up, and they're just not able to do it.
Yeah, and who was not in the driver's seat on Friday was the Chinese ambassador, because he has his own driver as he was visiting the current club to root for the Chinese team. But yeah, John, back about the game, we noticed that the Hungarian team, they were able to come back from a 6-0 halfway break. We have a 5-0 halfway break here, but then that means Team Verreycken, they will need to steal. To steal, they would need guards, and that is a pain point here for Team Verreycken so far.
Yeah, they've still got the hammer for this next end, but they're going to need to score big if they want to try to get back into it. I think, 1 or 2 isn't going to be enough. They're going to need 3, 4, 5 if they can to get back into this match, because I think if they take the end and they're down 2, then it's still having to steal in, and I think that's a very, very tough choice, or tough proposition against Team Zhu. I think they're just playing super solid, not doing anything too aggressive, not doing anything too flashy, just making the shots they need to. So,
yeah, well, let's hope at least Steve Verreycken can just crank up their quality a bit more, come into this game, make this kind of a 50-50 equal battle, and then we'll have to wait and see how close they can get to that 5-point lead of Team Zhu. But we see they already started, so let's hop back over to the ice of Curling Club Zemst as we enter the final stages of the World Curling Tour Belgium Men's Challenger 2025. Team Verreycken, title holder, they won the 2024 edition, following up on the Turkey men's team, but 2025 might be a win for an intercontinental team for the first time in the history of the event. Team Zhu starting this second half of the game with the 5-point lead, comfortable lead here. All they need to do is defend that lead and see if they can maybe wrap this up in under 8 ends.
That's okay. Timo eerst. Wissel. Wissel. Daan eerst. Blijven gaan, blijven gaan.
I think this one
There we
curling
go,
in
there
a
we go.
bit, playing into
Come on
a
now.
center guard over a red that's already in the house.
Rust in. Goed beekt.
Gets it on the center line, but curious call that.
Yeah, maybe the idea is, okay, if we struggle with the guards, then just put in some stones in the house.
Have an update on the other sheets once sheet A comes back from break and puts up their score. We'll give you an update. You see right now it's 1-1, but that obviously will change, may change, depending what happened in the fourth end.
Wat? Ja, hier kan ook. Oké. 3.
I'm going to try to play a corner freeze here on that one that was just there. Even a little bit light is okay, but they want to get this one down near the house. They can potentially use this one.
Yep, lijn.
Straight away calling for the line.
Zo diep mogelijk.
This one also feels a little bit on the light side. They're going to have to bring
Mark.
this down as deep as they can.
Ja, net erover denk ik. Net erover.
You get it over the hog line.
Oh, je bent er.
I think it's, and there's a big difference between sweeping Timo and skipping Timo. Skipping Timo was wearing 5 layers and then a big duffel coat vest on top of that, but sweeping Timo is doing it short sleeved. So as a kind of comparison, I guess it counts to what extent curling is a sport and sweeping is an effort. I think that proves that sweeping is not just there for the aesthetics.
This one easily around that guard. Don't want it too deep. Should curl in. And they'll settle in right around the tee line.
Hier eentje inleggen. 6.
Everything
Eentje
above the
voor,
tee
die is ook,
line, not
oké.
easy for Team Verreycken to get in there, but they're going to try to build some things up and then try to move those reds back later.
Heb let. Net.
I
Set.
heard 4 needing to get this one deeper. 4 is just the top of the house. I want to get this
Wissel.
one as far down as possible. Now switching to try to get some extra curl into it.
Blijf maar gaan, blijf maar gaan. Je kunt hem geen kwaad doen. Blijf maar gaan.
Can't do anything wrong. Just bring it down as deep as you can, and that is where he asked for it. Good sweep from Tom and Timo.
Yeah, and what an excellent stone here from Don. This is exactly where they wanted it, and he just delivered. And again, this is the goodbye game for Don playing for the national men's team against a foreign team. And I'm pretty sure they are going to miss Little General because he has been one of the strong players and one of the key players for Team Verreycken in all of their successes the last couple of years. Sometimes not always in the spotlight like a Skip or a Ford player, but definitely he is a high valued player in the Team Verreycken.
He's going to come down and settle on top of the yellow. Tiniest of little taps. Oh, they finally put up the score over there on sheet A. So we can see the PTSE leads 2-1 over Mercier as they enter the 5th. Here it's Zhu 5, Verreycken 0.
Ik denk backline.
And Westerberg
Backline.
leading Hananen 3-2, also in the 5th. So all
Backline
matches
this.
progressing relatively the same pace. Sheet A a little bit behind, but not too far out of it.
Yeah, no more matches after this one, so the pressure to kind of stick to the schedule is slightly this. Of course, we don't want to drag out for a postponed ceremony.
Hard curl.
There are teams who do have planes to catch today.
Come on.
Trying to curl this over.
Let. Blijf gaan we set.
Is that a little bit of a kiss?
Yellow is a third shot. Red sitting 2 right now as the front of the house is getting cluttered, but the way 2 yellows are stacked, I don't know, there's still a red one in between. So Jeroen looking at those angles. See if he can figure something out.
Skip Zhu also looking at that. He's playing a guard over this, doesn't want any runbacks. Feel like the red skip microphone is going on us again, lots of static, so we're going to unfortunately have to cut that one off for the match.
Zo. Ja, gewoon rustig dan opzijden. Eventueel dit. Is ook niet het einde, hè?
And at this point, Team Verreycken is kind of forced to do some difficult stuff to get back into the end.
Of die aan de buitenkant. Eén van de twee. Dit is plan A. Gewoon 10.
Gonna bring this down, wanting to get on the right. correct side of this
Whoa,
nose
whoa,
here.
whoa, whoa.
Gets a little runner. Jam, jam, jam. Oh,
Just in.
brilliant stone there from Timo. That brings
Leg
things
shot. Oh.
yellow into shots. Just super stone there, right angles, gets the taps. Jeroen saw that there was some angle there that if they hit it was going to push yellow into shot and leave a bunch of rubble in front of it. Just amazing.
And now a bit of a more challenging stone for Team Shu. Timo and getting in there to watch the stone align.
Looking for a hit and roll in here, trying to clean some of this out. Ooh, taps that red
Yeah,
out a little more.
Shot at this point.
Yellow is shot. We can see that over the top.
En dan
Yellow.
straks proberen Zeus te doen. Weinig één shot nog altijd. Denk.
Confirmed
Was
both by
zien.
John and Jeroen.
May not
Draw
be
this
the shot.
around, get on top of that yellow, or that red, excuse me. So
Ja.
looking to possibly draw
Dat is
into
zo. Maar
there.
we hebben er 3 shot liggen.
And
Ik
again,
heb niet veel marge hier. Niet heel veel marge. Super, dat is niet erg hè.
It's got to be tight to that guard, but he's not going to be disappointed if it chips. It only is an advantage for them. I don't think that Zhu could use that opening to score anything.
yellow is sitting shots, which is nice for Team Verreycken. But Team Shu is sitting second shots, and that's something they don't mind as well.
Daan eerst. Oh, Len. Len. Hard Len. Wissel. Wissel.
Getting it past the guard
Goede
now.
curl.
Looking
Wow.
at the curl more.
Curl, curl, curl. Doe zoveel mogelijk curlen.
Hold tap on red. Now, yellow still shots. Maybe an option for Team Shu to kind of do a similar stone and tap in red a bit deeper. What angles are they looking at? Or are they happy with giving Verreycken one in exchange for the hammer and looking at guarding things up? Seems like they're going through the middle.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to set up a guard right about here, so where he pointed. And I think that makes sense because it takes away that hard run back where you could hit some yellows and move some reds around. So But staying wide, is this going to get over? Close up that middle, even if it taps that yellow one a little bit deeper. Slightly closes it down in the middle, but that's
Ik heb de vraag of dat we al moeten proberen. Niet
still not an easy shot.
And you're questioning
Well,
like,
hek
should
weet,
you try
probeer.
something at this point?
Aan de buitenkant. Nee.
I almost think you have to.
Enkel de
You're in the
snelheid.
fifth
Ik
end,
zou
you're
niet-
5 down. You need to score more than 1. I feel like if they don't go through this hole now, this gap now, that Zhu will just throw another stone there to guard it up.
10 is oké.
Thing is,
Think
there's a reason
that
why
is
Zhu
also-
wanted the hole
no.
closed, so they saw something that was dangerous.
Ja.
Hole is still there. the gap.
Ga door het gat. Probeer hierdoor te tikken. 10. 10. 10, 5 is ook cool.
For 10 or 10.5 second hog to hog time, sort of a medium paced takeout, upper medium paced takeout.
Yep.
Calling for it straight out of the hand. There starts to go. I think this is going to chip
Whoa,
on the
whoa,
red.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Definitely.
Ah, jammer.
Oh, and then that catches that yellow with the little Swedish curl as well. Definitely has made that gap even tighter. I think that even requires a faster takeout, maybe even the other handle. See what they're doing with this handle or this broom placement, possibly coming around with a shot like that on the edge. It would tap that red out of the way, but maybe the yellow goes too, or even just trying to draw in a guard over the top of those to take away the gap. Going for this guard, wanting to cover up the middle. That makes the most sense. There's the most to lose if they don't gap it or don't cover the gap. This over curl. No, it seems to settle down just nicely right there. Totally blocks that zone. And now it is up to Team Verreycken to figure this out. Can they score multiples?
Ik denk dat je altijd tegen een D gaat in plaats van tegen een D.
Yeah, lucky for them, the redstones are in the back, so if something moves, everything will move backwards. And hopefully for them, they can bring in
Ik denk als er een deze in
an extra yellow one.
weg is. Ik denk dat dit het shot is. Ja, we kunnen eigenlijk fout doen. Denk ik. Stel dat we hier tegen zitten, dan kan het zijn dat we er nog altijd genoeg pakken. Ik denk dat ze deze hier raken, dat is plan B.
Yeah, so they're going to be looking to run that yellow and
dat,
back.
Ik denk dat, ja,
Yellow onto red, onto their yellows, and hopefully they move some things around and end up with multiple stones counted.
Yeah, not an easy one. I think it will probably have some power, so I expect some stones moving. And Joel Westerberg says we have very good stones here in Zemst. They carry on momentum. They are very jumpy, so this allows these types of plays. We'll see if Jeroen is able to do this. Let's be fair, very hard shots.
This one, he's a little bit wide. Yep, that's going to catch.
Yep.
Does that roll into the house? It does, but doesn't tap anything, so that is only one.
Yeah, they are on the scoreboard, but this is playing into the strategy of Team Shu. A one-pointer for Verreycken, and the hammer goes to the top side of the scoreboards, where Team Shu will start off and number 6. I think so far Team Shu still doing very, very good. 3 more ends to score 4 points for Team Verreycken, preferably 5, but I think even if they score 4 to force an extra end, that will be a major success at this point.
Yeah, we're going to have to steal their way in. Really going to have to put the pressure on, make good shots, make almost perfect shots. The tolerance is very low.
And just looking at this, remember how Team Verreycken won against Team Westerberg, and at that point, watching the game, it felt like they were just very strong, stronger than Westerberg. But watching this game puts the enormous effort from Westerberg in perspective.
Yep. Now Tom starting things off for Team Verreycken here in the sixth end.
Speel 3 of 1. Die maar eerst dan.
Wanting to get this one
Laat maar
down.
gewoon liever hoog dan op de lijn.
Try to get this one to curl onto the line. It just stays
Oké, maakt niet uit.
wide.
And not opting to sweep it on the line. The feedback was preferably high instead of on the line. Now, because it is not on the line, something we haven't seen that often so far in this tournament, Team Shu opting to split the guards. So the no tick rule is not protecting the position of the yellow guard here.
Team Zhu able to move it as long as they don't move it out of play. Team Verreycken is going to try to sweep this one completely out just to make sure that comes back in. They can put that back, and they do.
It's not easy, these type of splits. And top teams, they figured out how to do it, and this is the reason why at some point World Curling Federation had to introduce the no-tick rule. But it's not because top teams figured out how to do it, means it's an easy shot. Still a very, very subtle, hard shot to make. But then again, what do they have to lose?
ETSC and Mercier tied up at 2-all in the sixth.
1, 2, helemaal doortrekken. Daar van achter. Nee, hij rent niet af. Hij rent niet
Westerberg
af.
leading Hananen 5-2 in the
Doe maar zo diep
sixth.
mogelijk.
Westerberg playing a very good final stage on day 3 of this event. Extremely strong semi and looking to try and win
40.
the bronze
Blijven
final.
gaan, Daan. Blijven gaan, blijven gaan, blijven gaan.
This is a bit heavy and wide. Stays exposed on the back of the house.
Going to hold this one. This will be just fine. It's going to catch on the nose and just sit there. It trickles a little bit towards the outside. Well done there. Again, Drew not really bothered by how much they score, just not wanting to give up a big steal to Verreycken. Verreycken does have to focus more on their own stones and trying to set something up in order to make it work.
Timo is weg. Weg, we moeten curlen.
This side was a bit straight in some games, but now it's curling quite nice, trying to extend the curl, sweep it behind the guards.
Ah.
A smidge buried, but lightweight, and also that was the 5th stone of the end, so Team Zhu can start playing hits. So if this over curls and grabs takes out the guard, center guard, no problem.
Whoa, whoa! 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 That's it!
Skip feels like this one's wide, going way around the guard. Is that going to come over? Yeah, that's still going to catch that one.
I don't know any word of Chinese, but feels like this was an expression of relief here from the Chinese skip, Mr. Chu.
Veel doortrekken naar... Ja. Nee, laat maar gewoon doen. Zo hoog mogelijk.
Wanting to keep
Ah,
this one up
curl
as
hem af,
high as
doe
they
maar curl.
can, and if you can try to get it to curl. Feels like this was just a
13-7.
little bit inside or higher, faster than what they would have wanted, but this one looks great.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
what they're not sure what Jeroen is complaining about.
Oh, two great zones from Dan once again. Trustworthy player and great weights.
Whoa.
And Shu opting to clear the guard right now.
He gets rid of it. There it goes. Shooter rolls away. Bob's your uncle. Now come back in with another guard. At the moment, that red in the back is still sitting shot, but Verreycken needs to guard up this yellow they have in the house. Maybe make a play for that one later.
En is mooi.
Very slow and deliberate release from Timo.
Yeah.
If they're talking
Take it.
3.8 seconds for T-line, that would mean something like 4.1 seconds for a high guard, which is insanely slow.
Curl.
I don't know if that's the case for this game that was mentioned earlier in the tournament.
Oh, oh.
This one just not going to curl over enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not easy to kind of build up some arch storyline for a potential comeback. Doesn't feel like Verreycken is getting grip on the game so far.
No, it definitely feels like Zhu has their hand firmly on the steering wheel and is guiding this game wherever they want it to.
So maybe here somewhere. I don't know.
Brief discussion about a stone that got tapped, but
Ja,
not
kan
really
iets
anything to
minder
worry
is, ja.
about.
And a second attempt for a guard here.
en is mooi. Hier is goed. Dan eerst. Maar liever hoger dan dieper. 1685, ja, ga.
It's curl
Vijf aan
enough.
thuis.
Going to curl enough, but it's also going to be a little
Okay.
bit deeper, and that's going to set up a double. Where I honestly think that Team Zhu can roll their shooter away too. Looking at the angle of how do we get this over the top.
哦，下点儿，再下一点儿，偏非常接近。
Goes over the top, but does catch that one in the back. But the yellow's still sitting there, so there's still hope for Verreycken,
Ene
but
guard of
Yeah.
proberen we hier iets mee te doen?
not many options. You know, do you opt to throw a guard when you're not sitting shot?
Ja, het is precies minder aan het curlen. Ik had voor u dit ijs. En die lag uiteindelijk ook nog. Hey,
I think there's just one reason why Team Verreycken is struggling in this game. And this is because they don't have their biggest fan here in the canteen. I think Caro had to go out and work instead of morally supporting the team. And that kind of Yeah.
Ja, ik denk 93, 4.
Works,
that-
it's or does not work its magic
Ja, dan
for
inderdaad.
Team
Could be
Verreycken.
it. Yeah.
Een goed voorplein.
She was here for the semifinal, and they rolled through that. So maybe. So I can blame Caro for me losing.
Stand is oké. Rustig, kijken. Wissel. Wissel. Rustig aan, rustig aan.
Bring this
Rustig
one
aan.
to curl over. Looks all right. Got the good weight. Don just helping with a few strokes extra at the end.
Yeah, good guard here.
Nice and high. Team Zhu looking at putting something just behind that yellow. Use those 2 yellows as guards for their own stone.
Some yelling going on over on sheet A, where we have the Team Mercier game against the Hungarians from PTSD Men.
That's it.
On the sweep, this one's quite wide. Right there, that IN, is that going to be enough to move it inside? Doesn't seem like it. It's going to curl, but how much?
Not that much of curl.
Could be a double there, maybe a hit and roll.
Ik weet, eventueel.
Hack weights, you hear you and say.
Ja, het is dat, het is dat. Ja, ik denk ze moeten er niet uit, hè. Ik denk als ze dit doen, is dat wel doen. Oh ja. Nee, bijna niks. Goed, ik weet. Ja. Ik denk beter te zacht dat we een goede rol maken dan... Ik zou zelfs nog iets minder durven doen.
Trying to curl this one down. Doesn't seem to be getting over. It's going to chip that ear head, but only going to move it deeper, closer into the house.
Man, this is word case, basically tapping red behind 2 yellow stones there. And Shu with the hammer. If we have a peek at the house, they are setting 2 and they have an open draw, or house open draw for 3 right now. So another big end here coming in for Shu. 3 points potentially on the board. So with 2 it's 7-1. With 3 it would be 8-1. And is Team Verreycken the kind of team that would shake hands after an 8-1?
I kind of think so. Against a team like of Zhu's quality, it's going to be very difficult to come. I feel like if this is going to be handshakes as the stone comes down.
Yeah, feels like Team Verreycken never stood a chance in this match. Just they were always kind of chasing, struggling with their build-ups, and then the 5 on the board didn't help them. But this is going to be
in,
a
and
nice draw, and there you have it. Handshakes, not as close as the semi-final. Team Shu just putting up a clinic here. very good result here. Team Verreycken accepting this was never their game. They started with a blank, but after the second end, I think it was almost a done deal. Playing against a team like Shu, and yeah, a bit of a huddle here going on for Team Verreycken. They still have a profit from this tournament. I mean, this feels like a loss, but it's still second place, silver medal. They take home 800 euros. That's 300 more than their entry fee. So this has been a profitable event for them anyway. But yeah, they wanted to play against Shu to kind of compare their level of play with a team like Shu winning the Pan-Continentals, and they still need to kind of close the gap with that level of curling teams out there. But it could be the case like Westerberg. You can play a bad game, you can play a good game with a retry. Who knows what could have happened. I don't know if you have the third headset sitting around somewhere.
Oh, I do. We're going to try to get things set up.
And we're going to go to the booth real quick. Yes, and as we wait for the skip from Team Shu to come give the interview, I think we can boil this down to a finale. Team Shu, the absolute strongest team here in the tournament, undefeated. They were this close from getting knocked out by Team Westerberg. Team Westergaard putting up a big fight, but what a journey it has been for Team Shu, starting against Team Dalle with a 7-3 victory, then Team Hanninen afterwards winning against Team Mercier as well, and then Westerberg semi-final and the final against Team Verreycken. But what is your take on this game and this tournament, John?
Yeah, it was all Team Shu here in this match. You know, playing very strategically in the first end, playing for that blank, and then preying on the misses from Team Verreycken in that second end to put up 5, and from there it was just a cruise into the final, cruise into the finish. Really no threat from Verreycken today. They're not going to be happy with how they played. I don't think they mind losing if they play well, but by their standards, this was not a good match. So they're going to have some a team discussion afterwards. But hats off to Team Shu. They've played fantastically all weekend. You know, really tough team. They really showed that they deserve to win the Pan Pacifics. They really deserve to win this tournament. By far and away the best team here.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Dan, kind of this was his goodbye game against an international team. I hoped for like a better result for him, although his stones were pretty great. I remember a couple of those very good guards, but as a second, yeah, your guards are way more exposed, not more protected by the free guard zone. Dan will stick around one more weekend in Belgium for the challenger for the national team next weekend against Team Dalle, and afterwards he will kind of retire from that international level of play. He will stick around, of course, with the league. I don't know what his exact plans are, but he will take it down a notch. But they have Tom coming into the team together with Tuur, the two newest teams joining for Team Verreycken. So promising future still for the Belgian national team. The Belgian national team so far, maybe the Belgian national team in the future could be Team Dalle. Who knows? Team Dalle, by the way, if you compare kind of the results, Dalle versus Shu, Verreycken versus Shu, the fact that Dalle was kind of tied up halfway is also kind of a good thing for them to kind of feel encouraged and empowered entering the challenger.
But I don't think that you can really take much away from this on Team Verreycken other than they need to sharpen up. They need to be more focused next week, make sure they hit their shots. I just feel like they weren't in their zone, in their comfort zone today, and Zhu was pushing them out there, not letting them get settled in. So
yeah,
if Dalle wants to have a chance at winning that title next weekend or winning that coveted national team jersey, they need to be as sharp as Zhu. They need to be as sharp as they played against Zhu as well, and really just bring the fight to Verreycken.
Yeah, indeed. And there's always a chance even Verreycken can have an off game or an off day maybe, and that's the hardest thing with a best of 5. Everything boils down to 1 week, and so there is no time to kind of recover from an unexpected loss. The next game is already in a couple of hours, so it condenses to this kind of 48 hours of peak performance that will decide basically how next season will go. And for Team Verreycken, that's an important one. It feels like just a minor thing after the World Curling Tour, but it's still an important one to win, because Team Verreycken is the kind of team that's already kind of planning ahead and setting goals and ambitions for next season. Bringing in a new coach is one of them, one probably in a series of many. I'm not sure. I don't think we're going to have the skip from
I
Team
don't think
Shu
so either.
anymore.
I've been looking forward. I think they just want to get out of here, relax, and so we're going to wrap it up. Thank you, everybody who joined us. For those of you who have been here chatting or even just watching, we appreciate it. If you love the job that we've done, don't forget to hit the like button, but also come on over to our channel, Korea TV. We broadcast the Belgian League, other international tournaments. We've got the Austrian tournament open last year. We've got more coming up. We'd love to see you there. Love to bring you more curling like this and share our passion for it with you.
Yeah, let's drop the trailer as a final closure, and then we'll just immediately go to the goodbye screen. So we'll say farewell, goodbye. One more thing, John. One more thing before I forget. I ended up winning. Yeah. Although, yeah, it was a close race. Let's face it. I think looking at the amount of red and green is fairly equal. You had a slow start. I stumbled a bit in the last. Verreycken, I guess, close race. You had to kind of try and predict the counter pick, but then again, I think it was a close battle between us. You were a fierce competitor.
As always.
We will meet again in the Belgian Curling League, where this race for glory and honor continues. As promised, the AI trailer. So goodbye, and maybe we'll see people out there on Korea TV or on other tournaments watching the Nordics. Who knows? World Curling Federation B Division, or maybe even Olympics.
Just play the trailer.
Just play the trailer. Bye now.
Bye.